Hello everyone, welcome to another Java Basics video brought to you by the ToborTech YouTube channel. In today's video, you're going to learn about the important object-oriented programming concept, polymorphism. Without further ado, let's get started. In the previous lesson of this chapter, Chapter 5, Object-Oriented Programming, we talked about the concept of inheritance, which is how we can have a class extend another class, allowing the child class to inherit the attributes and methods of the parent class. Today, we're going to explore the topic of polymorphism. The word itself means to occur in several different forms, and polymorphism essentially means that we can implement different method definitions in different subclasses. So, for example, if we have a parent class called person, and this is modeling, well, a human individual. Let's say that we have this person class be extended by two subclasses, a student and a teacher. Well, because a student is a person and a teacher is a person, they share common attributes and behaviors. So if we define a say hi method in the person class, we can override this parent class definition in the child classes. So this way, one method can have different implementations in different subclasses. So this method will occur in different forms. Putting the description above into some Java code, we'll get something like this. So we're still talking about this example, and this is the Java code for this example. We have a person class, we have the instance attributes and the constructor, and we have a say hi method to print out some information. Then we have two subclasses. The first one is student. It extends person. It has a new private instance attribute called grade, which is the grade level of the student. We have a constructor, which we call the parent class constructor. We call this constructor from the student class. And then we set grade to be the value passed in. And then we have a say hi method. We'll talk about this in a second. And here we have a teacher class. Same thing, we have a new instance attribute subject. We call the parent class constructor and the child class constructor, and we have a say hi method. Now, let's take a look at the say hi methods of these two child classes. Our child class definitions of the say hi method both have the line super.sayHi here as well. Now, knowing that super name age, this is calling the parent class constructor, it's reasonable to know or to imagine that super.sayHi is calling the sayHi method of the parent class. So this method is going to override this method. But in the overriding process, we also call this method on this line. So essentially, in the student definition of sayHi, we call the person definition of sayHi. And this makes sense because we want to first introduce the student as a person and then, more specifically, what grade level they are in. So running this code, we will run, first of all, the sayHi method here, and then this print statement right here. Same idea with this sayHi method right here. We call the parent class sayHi method, and then I teach whatever subject. So in the main class of our program, we have made three objects. We have a person object, P, we have a student object, S, and we have a teacher object, T. And they are all created to be person, student, and teachers respectively, and we call the sayHi method on these three objects. So let's take a look at the output if I run this code. We get, hi, my name is Alex, I am 26. This is our person. So we have the most basic introduction. And then we have Steve, who is a 16-year-old student in grade 10. And then we have Joe, who is a teacher, 48-year-old, teaches math. So we can see that we're calling the sayHi methods of three different classes or three different objects of three different classes, but we're able to override the parent class definition in the person class using definitions in the student and teacher classes. So this is pretty much what we already talked about. And let's talk about another benefit of polymorphism. And this is for objects inheriting the same parent class to be grouped together in an array or a or an array list. So normally if we have a person, a student, and a teacher, we don't have a way to put them all inside of one array or one array list because we have to specify the type of objects that we put inside of an array or array list. And in this case, we have 3 different types, so we can't really do that. Now, with polymorphism, we can do this. So notice that in the code below, we have, let's see, we have P, S, and T. These are all defined, all declared to be person objects. So even though P is technically creating a person object, S is creating a student, and T is creating a teacher, they're all declared to be a person, all declared to be persons. And this is a process known as upcasting, where letting the objects of a subclass be treated as instances of the superclass. So this way, P, S, and T can all be put inside of a array, all put inside of a person array called people. So we have P, S, and T here. So because they're all declared to be person, we can put it inside of an array declared to hold person objects. And then here we can use a for each loop for each person x. Inside of the people array, we'll say x dot say hi. And the same idea applies to array lists as well. So why don't we just copy this main method and replace our current main methods with it. We'll need to indent this, run this, and we get the same output as before, but we know that we have now one array storing person, student, and teacher instances. So this is the power of polymorphism. We're able to store different class instances in one array or array list. Now, using your new knowledge about polymorphism in Java, create an array or array list of animals. So pretend you're making a zoo and you have a parent animal class to define the most general behaviors of animals and some child classes. Now remember to apply polymorphism so that you can store different subclass instances in one array or array list. To summarize, polymorphism is definitely not the easiest thing in Java to understand, but it can definitely help programmers a lot when used correctly. And that's it for this tutorial about Java polymorphism. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section, and if you enjoyed today's video, please consider subscribing to our channel down below. With that said, thank you for watching this video, and we hope to see you in more tutorials.